Back in the 70s, man, we thought walls were oppressed. Seriously, governments had buildings, corporations had billboards, universities had monuments. Walls spent their whole lives carrying somebody else's message. Then one day, some kid with a spray can said, "Maybe the wall should have an opinion." And honestly, I thought that was beautiful. I spent 40 years studying art history, Greek temples, Roman villas, medieval churches, Renaissance palaces. You know what surprised me? Human beings have almost never been able to leave a wall alone. I once spent an entire summer studying Roman wall inscriptions. People imagine the Roman Empire as marble statues and philosophers. Nonsense! Half the city of Pompeii looked like a public restroom. Political slogans, advertisements, love messages, insults. Someone even wrote that a particular inn served terrible wine. 2,000 years later, we call it archaeology. If the same sentence appeared tomorrow on a train station wall, we would call the police. Now look over here. A giant mural under a bridge. Technically illegal, artistically impressive, the concrete was ugly. Now people come here to take selfies. Many folks call that art. Now imagine the exact same painting on the side of a 19th century sandstone museum. Suddenly, the paint has not changed. The artist has not changed. Only the wall changed. Funny, isn't it? Sometimes art history is just the study of very expensive walls. I've noticed we have a strange ranking system. A clever stencil by Banksy? Brilliant social commentary? A colorful mural paid by the city? Public art? An abstract installation funded by a billionaire collector? Important cultural dialogue? A teenager writing Z4KK with a silver marker? Vandal? Now maybe that teenager really is a vandal, but art historians become nervous whenever the line is too clear. History is full of artists who were considered pests. I know, some of you are already shouting at the screen, "Professor, a tag is not art." Maybe, maybe not. I have spent enough time in museums to know that some paintings worth $50 million look suspiciously like very confident accidents. At least a tag has honesty. It says, "I existed. I was here. This city is also mine." The problem is, the owner of the wall often disagrees. This is where the whole thing gets psychedelic. Suppose an artist sprays a giant face onto a wall without permission. Crime. Suppose the city council hires an artist to spray a giant face onto a wall. Culture. Suppose a billionaire pays $20 million for a blank white canvas. Investment. Same species, different habitat. When I was younger, some cities believed every graffiti should disappear immediately. Paint over it, remove it, fight back. Maybe they were right. Broken windows, copycat behavior. People tend to imitate what they see. Then other cities created legal walls. Some neighborhoods became more attractive. Some people loved them. Other people said, "Congratulations! Now my neighborhood looks like the opening scene of a crime documentary." Urban planning is just psychology with concrete. And then there is Banksy. People ask me whether he is a genius. I think that is the wrong question. The better question is this: would we love Banksy as much if we knew his real name, his home address, and that he always paid his taxes on time? Mystery has always been excellent marketing. The ancient Greeks knew that. The Renaissance knew that. Hollywood definitely knows that. So, what makes street art acceptable? Beauty, permission, money, fame, the neighborhood, the political message, the quality. The answer, my friends, is deeply disappointing. It depends on who owns the wall and who gets to write the history books. I still like graffiti. Not all of it. Good Lord, some of it is terrible. But terrible art has always existed. What worries me more is a city where nobody feels the urge to leave a mark. Because long before we built museums, we painted caves. Long before we had galleries, we scratched symbols into stone. Maybe civilization itself began when some strange human looked at an empty wall and thought, "You know what this needs?" Me.